Hi there, Mad Hatter here, and I'm back with week 50. 50 of 52 original card tricks. Can't believe I'm saying that. We're nearing the end of the year, and we're in holiday season, and I'm getting in the spirit. And I'll show you who I have with me down here as my participants. We got the Snowman, Frosty. We got Mrs. Claus, Salt Shaker, and Santa Claus, Pepper, and Pepper Shaker. And I've also got my cats playing cards, my new pack of bicycle cats. There are lots of cats in here, which we're going to see in a bit. And we're going to play a little game that is to try to see who can get the highest card. And in this case, jacks, queens, kings are very high cards, and the ace is the highest. So if you get an ace, they'll just win. So we'll see what happens. But basically, let's see what we got in this deck. So, oh yeah, and let me roll up my sleeves before we really begin. Okay, so you can see the back of the cards. You have the double cat there. And I'm just going to give them a little mix. And then there are some cards we won't need in here. Let's see if I can find them. Namely, the double backer, the bicycle card that just comes with the deck, and the jokers. Even the jokers have cats on them. So we'll get rid of all those. We don't need the full deck for this anyway. So I'm going to remove some more cards. Let's see. We really just want to play with the high cards. So get rid of these. Okay. So now our three guests here are going to all get a small pile of cards each, but we're not going to look at them. And I'm going to get a small pile as well. And all of us are going to just choose one by intuition. We're not going to look at them. We're just going to feel them and try to intuit which card is the highest in our pack. We'll each get a small packet. Okay. I'll try to make it pretty much even. Yeah, pretty much the same. And then each person will just give it a little mix. So like you would just take, a few cards and just like mix them around like that. And then take the card that you're most drawn to and just put it out to the side. So let's say Frosty does this. So he's going to mix them up. And then let's say he's drawn to that one. So I'll put his card out front. Okay. Then same thing with Mrs. Claus. She'll just give him a little mix. Let's say she's drawn to this one. Put her card. Yeah, that works. Get rid of the extras. Santa. Same thing. Little mixture here, and then let's say he wants that one. So I'll just do that. Okay. So now we all have their cards, and then I'm just gonna choose. I'll take that one. Okay. I guess I'll just hold on to it for now. So then we're gonna put them down. So we'll get rid of all these extra cards. Put them over here. So now we have 1, 2, Santa, 3, and 4. So now we have Frosty, Mrs. Claus, Mr. Claus, or Santa Claus, and my card. We'll pick those up. We'll grab the cards that we chose from, and then we'll reveal the first card. Oh, and these are the cards we didn't even use at all. And if we look, I got the Ace of Spades. Yeah. And Ace is the highest card in the deck. I'll take it. Now, the next card's Santa's card, and he would have to get an ace to tie me. But he could get a king, queen, or jack, and that's still a pretty high card. So let's see what he did. Ooh, he also got an ace. Ace of clubs. He tied me. Well, he is made of magic, right? He has the magic, so we'll give it to him. What about Mrs. Claus? Oh, she also got an ace. She must have some of that magic, too. Look at that. And what about Frosty, who's actually made of magic? He did it, too. Ace of diamonds. Bravo. Good show. And we'll just put them all up so we can see their cards. I guess I'll put mine here. My coffee cup. Okay. Now, we chose from here. And remember, we mixed them up. But look what's happened. Tens. Jacks. Oh, let's turn them so they're right side up. Tens. Jacks. You can see the cats there. Queens. And kings. They're back in order. And it's all the highest cards. What are the chances? And of course the cards we didn't use are all the lowest cards of the deck. Because we weren't going to choose from those, or were we? That wouldn't have been as exciting. So somehow we all picked the aces. Everything's coming up aces, as you can see. Hope you enjoyed that trick. I call it Everything's Coming Up Aces. And now for the topic of the day, which is simple gifts. And that is a song, an old folk song that Aaron Copland, the American composer in the 20th century, made it popular by setting it to an orchestral score. And it's a beautiful song. But I was thinking of it more like the gifts that I try to use are simple. I grew up with poor motor skills, couldn't tie my shoes, and that's why to this day I try to wear shoes like this. These are my walking shoes. They're slip-ons. I don't have to tie them. It's all done for me. Also, I can't tie a tie, never could. Maybe someday I'll learn, but I've had issues with that, trying to do that motion. And so mine are all pre-tied. Also was afraid of heights and thunderstorms as a kid. Gotten a little better about that, but there's still a little bit of that going on. And I found a way to make magic without using the sleight of hand, because my hands just didn't seem to want to do it, or maybe I just couldn't do it. And I kept coming back to Di Vernon, the magician, who kept saying, confusion is not magic. So keep it simple. That's what I try to do. I write simple songs as well. If you've been listening to the music, it's all only using techniques that I know how to play, basically, and how my voice can sing. And so it's all very simple. Most of it's pretty slow and sustained. But there are some exceptions. Things that I practice really hard at can get in there as well. Just like with the card magic, there are definitely exceptions to the technique part, but most of it is quite simple and slow. And in my book I have a little chapter called Where Are the Sleights? And I'll just read a quick bit of it for you. It says, where are the sleights? I don't know. I'll let you know if I find them. Just kidding, sort of. I read lots of magic books when I was younger, but most of the moves were too hard for me to do. I had trouble understanding the language, slow motor skills, and a short attention span. Some things haven't changed. All these factors contributed to my journey into creating card tricks. I remember spending hours trying to fan cards properly, and finally slamming the cards down to the floor, and one card would fly out of the deck, turn face up, And I later called that flip out, which you saw earlier in the year. Fanning is like when you do this, which I still have, some people can do it really well. But anyway, still have some trouble with that. So that is Simple Gifts and week 50. Thanks for coming on this journey with me. Happy holidays. Ta-ta for now.